Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tylene Akan, and today we're talking about my favorite period items. Okay, so today we are going over feminine hygiene products that I love using. First product that I have in my hand is the Just brand overnight pads. I love these because they are 100% cotton. I usually try to stick with 100% cotton items that are fragrance free, that are chemical free, dye free, anything that could really disrupt the pH balance of your vagina or the flora of your vagina. I like to stay away from those things and stick with just the most basic and simplest product. I find that doing that really alleviates cramps. It really helps to make that process during that time of the month, make those days much easier, especially on the heavier days. So the Just pad right here, I like to use these especially when I'm working, mainly because during the heavier days, which is for me, it's my second and third day, I like to use these just because it just gives me an extra layer of comfort and an extra layer of security to make sure everything's okay while I'm at work. All right, so that's that. The next thing that I also like to use, these are for the heavy flow days. I'm starting with the heavy flow days just because I feel like most people typically use more products on the heavier flow days, and for me that's my second and third day. It's ridiculous. So I also like to keep some of these on deck, and I just started getting these again. Before coming back to like tampons and pads, I was using the menstrual cup, which is also on our list, and I will show you that a little bit later. But for right now, we have the U by Kotex security tampon in the Super Plus size. If you're not familiar on how to use tampons, I know maybe some of you watching this may be afraid to use tampons, or might be really young and you're not sure how to use tampons, or you might be afraid because you aren't having intercourse. You're not having sexual intercourse, so you're afraid to put things up there. And I get it. If you have questions about that, maybe I'll make a video on how to actually use the tampon and the different things that you should know that might not necessarily be in the guide that comes in the box, because it tells you how to use the tampon, how to put it in, the proper placement of it. But there's some things that kind of come from trial and error, and I can share that with you on another video. But for right now, we have the security tampons in Super Plus. Really great. Once again, adds that extra security with it being Super Plus. I think the capacity for this one is about 12 to 15 grams. So if you're unaware on how much you actually bleed from day to day, I honestly recommend getting a menstrual cup, because during my time using a menstrual cup on a regular basis, like every period, every month, it really taught me a lot about how much I bled from day to day. It taught me, when it actually tapered down, the day that it actually starts, being more heavy, and how much I was actually bleeding, which really helps out, because when you're buying products like these, this stuff ain't cheap. It's not, especially on a monthly basis. You definitely want to know how much you actually need, so you're not over purchasing things. You're not over consuming in areas where you really don't need to. Keep them coins in check. You feel me? All right, so that's this. I like to use these, like I said, on the super heavy days. It just sucks everything right on up. Coming back to the Just brand here. The U by the Kotex also is 100% cotton too. It also is fragrance free, dye free, chemical free. Doesn't have all those toxic chemicals that a lot of products out there have. And I think there's been an uprise and more products that they're creating that don't have all these terrible chemicals in it that's really bad for your reproductive health. So the times have definitely changed from when I first started my menstrual cycle. I started very young. I started when I was like 9 years old. That was a long time ago. Back then, we did not have all these inventions that they have now. We had what we had. Okay. And bless my mom, for just doing what she could with what she had available at that time. But now we've evolved in the times. Everybody's more health conscious. Everybody's trying to be healthy in like in various ways. You want to have reproductive health. You want to have your financial health, your mental health. Everybody's on the health kick, and I'm loving it. So we have all these products that we now can buy. Back to this. This is the regular size Just tampon. And I like to use this once again on the lighter days. And I think it is this level 2 absorbency, so it holds about 6 to 9 grams, which is really good. Once again, give you that extra level of comfort and security. If you're not a tampon girl, I just recently became more so of a tampon girl. I was definitely a pad girl when I was younger. Then I switched over into the reusable pads, and then into the menstrual cup, and then into tampons, mainly because tampons are just much easier when you are on the go. If you are a busy woman, you got a lot going on, sometimes it's difficult to really deal with the reusable items. Just going to be honest, especially when you're out here and you're doing a lot of things outside of the home. If you're not at home, it's difficult to really maintain the level of cleanliness that I like to have on my period, as far as making sure that we're keeping everything really clean and sterile. When handling our menstrual cycle, I feel like tampons are easier to deal with, easy and breezy, quick. And that's just what I need at this point in my life. So I got this, the Just brand, one of my favorite brands. Like I said, it's very, very clean. Very clean. None of the toxic chemicals. I really like it a lot. All right. Now, one of my things that I like, and I always get the big A pack of these from Walmart, and these are the biodegradable flushable wipes from Equate. Very simple. I think this whole pack is a pack of like 5. It costs like $7. You get these, you're good to go. Put a pack in your day bag. Put a pack in your bathrooms. Put a pack in your workout, whatever. You got your packs ready to go. If you need to, do some wipe down, quit, getting them crevices, get everything nice and clean. In between changes, as far as you're changing your pads and your tampons, you want to make sure you clean that out. Nothing like having dry blood down there. That's what creates odor. If you ever gone into a woman's public bathroom, you know the one that doesn't use these. You do. You notice. You can smell it. You can smell it a mile away. It's terrible. You don't want to be that girl. You don't want to be that girl that gets caught slipping. You don't want to be that girl that gets caught, being a nasty one. So, with that being said, you want to just wipe everything down. Make sure it's all clean. And make sure you stay fresh throughout the day while you're on your cycle. Okay? And this helps to do that. These are biodegradable. I do like to get the biodegradable ones. Once again, trying to leave less of a carbon footprint. And I think getting the biodegradables help, A, to check off that cleanliness factor, still make sure that you're fresh and clean, and B, helps to not ruin the earth, which is what we all should be striving to do. All right. One more thing that I also really, really like would be a bidet. So I think I actually have one. Okay. All right. So this right here I got from Amazon. Well, this is actually my husband's. He got this from Amazon, but I also have one that I bought from Amazon too. And it is a travel bidet. And this one, let's see here. Okay. So this comes in a handy in a clutch. Like it really does, especially if you use the menstrual cup, because you can really just take this anywhere with you. Of course, you have to have a bigger bag. You can take this anywhere with you, and then be able to really clean everything up. So if you have a menstrual cup, you can take this into the bathroom, fill this up, go into the stall, get everything done, clean out the cup a little bit. And then be able to reinsert it without having to worry about, once again, that dry blood factor or having to use like toilet paper to kind of clean it out. I personally don't like that. I think that's kind of, I don't really like it. I don't like doing that. I like to at least hit it with some water. Okay. And even, with the vagina, might want to get in there, clean it up really nice. If you want to do that, and some wipes, it's up to you. I like this because it kind of gives me that fresh shower feel. I really, really like this. I don't travel many places without my bidet. I honestly don't. So I really like it, especially when I was using the cup. Nah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think honestly I'm probably going to get a bidet and add it to this apartment because in the United States these apartments and homes just don't come with bidets. You got to add them in. I think we really should get on that bandwagon though. Be more like these foreign countries. Get some bidets just because they're fresher, they're cleaner, they're nicer. Just saying. All right, now the menstrual cup. Here we go. Okay, so here is the menstrual cup that I was using. It's not the exact one, of course, but this is the menstrual cup that I was using for some time. And basically, if you don't know how to insert the menstrual cup into your vagina, you want to basically, what I like to do is pull it down like this. Okay, and then you want to kind of squeeze the top like that, and then you insert it in. So insert it in, and then you kind of just wait a little bit, slowly insert it in. You don't want to force it in, but slowly insert it in until you really start to feel it disappear. Okay, so basically your index finger and your thumb needs to be inside your vagina. Okay, and then when you feel it kind of disappear, you start to feel it kind of conform to your body, warm up a little bit, then you can know for sure that it's in there and it's secure and it's ready to go. If you're not used to it, I would recommend that you wear a pad with this. It could be reusable or whatever, but wear something, a liner with this, or some Thinx panties or something, just for safekeeping, just to make sure you have that extra security, just in case it leaks, and then if it does leak, you can just try to reinsert it. Some people like to kind of turn it around, therefore it has that suction factor and it's locked in place. So after they put it in, they'll wait for a minute and then turn it, and then it'll have that suction factor where it's locked in place, and you know for a fact that it probably won't leak. Okay, this is the number 1 menstrual cup. There is a number 2 menstrual cup, or a larger menstrual cup, for people that have had kids. I have not had any kids yet, so I use the number 1 for anybody who has not had kids yet, or if you're a virgin, number 1 is probably the best thing for you. Okay, so that is it for all of my favorite items. As far as what I like to use during that time of the month, if you have any questions or comments, please leave it below. Let me know what you like to use that maybe wasn't listed here, or what your options are, or what you like to do during that time of the month to make it a little bit easier. I think all of us women could definitely use tips and tricks to make it a little bit easier to manage our moon cycles and manage that time of the month, especially if we experience some discomfort. I will say just another tidbit. One of the key things that's really important during that time of the month is definitely diet and exercise. I know a lot of women really struggle with energy during that time. However, a nice diet and really good exercise is very, very helpful as far as ensuring that you have a comfortable menstrual cycle. Really watching what you eat, maybe laying off the dairy, maybe laying off the caffeine, even though you want to, laying low on the chocolate, just saying. Really eating nice, light, clean stuff is really, really helpful. All right, like I said, leave a comment below. Leave your favorite item that you like to use below. And if you're on your cycle, leave that below with an emoji on how you're feeling. And I will see you next time. Ciao.